It's the morning. What is it? Just gone 8:30, but it's match day, so we are buzzing. Come on, United. It's a big game today. We're taking on West Ham at Old Trafford. A crucial 3 points needed. Thank you for joining us. If you're watching on Twitter, make sure you go hit subscribe on our YouTube channel. We're at All for United. Also, if you are on YouTube or you are on Twitter watching the live stream, make sure you comment with your thoughts as we talk, and we will add your thoughts into the stream, and the guys will be chatting about it. So we're joined by three Reds. We're going global today. Matt, you're in America. Kojo, you're in London, and Larry, you're in Australia. So it's good night to Matt, good morning to Kojo, and good evening to Larry. Very weird combination, but I expect Larry's going to have a lot more energy than me, Kojo, and Matt on this show today. But let's get into it, shall we? United against West Ham. Kojo, I'll come to you first, mate. Huge, crucial 3 points today.
Yeah, huge, man. I'm not trying to take any chances waiting for the game on Sunday against Leicester. We need to win this game. Consider that get us right into the top four. Hopefully take third place, considering that Chelsea have got Liverpool also. So it'll be nice to be in the top three for once this season. And yeah, we need to win, get the 3 points, and just feel comfortable ahead of the game after West Ham. Yeah,
I mean, Matt, it's a bit annoying because we're not going into the game in the best of form or in the best of, let's say, manner. We haven't had two great performances. We might have, got a point against Southampton, and obviously the win against Palace, but not convincing performances. And then it all fell apart against Chelsea, didn't it? So how do you think that mentality is going to be today?
Honestly, it's going to be kind of tough, but knowing Oli, I mean, since he's taken over the last 18 months, I think he's been pretty good at keeping the positivity up, and I think that's spreading to the players. And I mean, yeah, it hurts. Chelsea performance is awful and the loss hurts, but I think with the players that we have at our disposal, I think with the experience that we have, I think the players should be able to pull through.
Yeah, no, and we need to pull through. Larry, are you there, mate? I know we're having some connection. Oh, yeah, you are there, Larry. Good to have you with us, mate, from the United Pubcast. How are you feeling going into the game today?
Yeah, I actually feel fairly confident, and thanks for having us on. I know people are concerned around the Chelsea game. For me, it was always going to be a difficult game to win. You have to take into account here, when you're on a 20 game or going for a 20 game unbeaten run, all good things do come to an end. They did have the extra 2-day turnaround, and then when you've taken the need to rotate the squad, and obviously top four, whether you agree with it or not, top four is the priority. Champions League determines whether Oli goes on to get more money and to build on this squad. We saw it with Louis van Gaal. He finished fifth with an FA Cup and he was out the door the next day. So not too concerned around that result. I think United will turn it around and I expect them to get the 3 points.
Yeah, and to be fair, I questioned Kojo in the match day reaction our mentality going into big games a little bit. I feel like we've sort of fallen at the hurdles when Chelsea have lost and we've needed to pick up 3 points. 2 semi-finals now that we've struggled in and not been at the races. So how crucial is it that the lads are mentally strong today and they're mentally there?
I think the one thing they need to try and forget is what happened last year, because we had multiple chances to get into the top four and we kind of screwed it up. And I think we've seen with previous other clubs, like for example Barcelona, the loss to Roma affected them so much. When they went to Liverpool in the Champions League, same thing sort of happened. We need to forget about our past now. It's now time to take advantage, take control of what is in our hands, and just get the 3 points and win this game. I think they'll be meant to be prepared. Ole's a good man manager. And I think he's quite good at motivating the players. And I think at the end of the day, as much as we wanted to beat Chelsea, we all know that this is the main priority. We need Champions League football again. We are a Champions League club. We are I want to say top four. We are top three club because we're the most prestigious club in the Premier League. We've got the most history in the Premier League. So we need to get back to where we belong. And I think he's going to drum down to the players. And we've got a lot of players that also want to be in the Champions League and attract players that want to also play in the Champions League with us. So that'll be part of the motivation. I think they can get it done.
If you're watching on Twitter, guys, come and join us on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/all4united. Make sure you subscribe. We've got daily content over there. Matt, we've spoken, Kojo hit on there a little bit about Ollie's man management. Today, we're going to see that in full force because the big debate, and I'm going to come to all of you with this, is what we do in goal. A lot of pressure on De Gea. Of course, in my mind, he made a howler. I don't think the other two goals were necessarily his mistake. I feel like there was one clear and obvious error from David De Gea. But he has made quite a few mistakes this year. And we've suffered as a consequence some of those mistakes. Potentially his defence could have helped him out with closing down and being a bit more ruthless. But Matt, where do you stand? Who plays in goal today?
For me, I still think you put De Gea in there. I think I've read a couple articles and seen a few videos of interviews already based on De Gea these last couple of days, and I think it's important to ask the goalkeeper coach, whoever it may be now, to approach De Gea, see how he is mentally, and ask for an honest answer. And at the end of the day, I think Oli will stick with De Gea because I think dropping him, especially with considering still how many more games we have, because after this we still have the Europa League, and I know that's more of a Romero Cup, but I mean, you never know. I just think for De Gea, honestly, I don't think any of us would be talking about De Gea like this if Dean Henderson wasn't performing so well. You know, I mean, towards the end of the last year, De Gea was still picking up errors. He was on a decline, but we were never thinking about replacing him up until Dean Henderson had this amazing season in the Prem.
Yeah, I sort of know where you're coming from. That's where the pressure's coming from with Dean Henderson maybe and his place in goal. But Larry, I'll come over to you with this. We're seeing with our own eyes the mistakes, and we can't afford in FA Cup semi-finals and big games to have a goalkeeper who's making errors, right? What do you think's happened to David De Gea, and who do you play in goal today?
The issue with De Gea, it's a difficult one to put your finger on because normally when a goalkeeper goes through a dip, their whole game drops off. With De Gea, you're seeing moments of the old De Gea, the one that pulls out miraculous saves, very cat-like. I only have to go back to the Southampton game. I thought it was fantastic. It was almost like the De Gea rolled. It's a weird one. I still start him. The issue here is I think he needs a competitor. I think Romero is very comfortable as a number 2, and you can see he's to sit on the bench for United for 5 years. I believe he's played 52 games. He's not someone who's overly asked with pushing for that number 1 spot. I feel like De Gea needs some competition. He's clearly gotten a little bit complacent, and when your position's not threatened, I feel like complacency naturally can come into the game. It is up to Oli's man management to get the best out of him. Ensure he is confident for this, but I would definitely be sticking with him. I think, and the whole Henderson De Gea debate, you could do a whole episode on it. For me, if you consider the players at the same age, Henderson is nowhere near De Gea's class. It's just about getting the best back out of De Gea, and I think he's got it in him. It's just about how do we find a way to do that, and it's something Oli does have to address in the summer for sure.
Yeah, shout out to Usman who says Romero De Gea boys loving the show. He also said I don't agree people are talking about it because De Gea is making people are talking about it because De Gea is making huge mistakes. 17 this season, nothing to do with Henderson. Not good enough for our goalkeeper to be doing that. And I don't know who Krista V is talking about, but he's handsome. Look at that. We're getting all the comments on the show today. We're getting all that today. And hello to Klitsch, who says, don't say that, bro. Romero's been performing greatly. De Gea has been favoured more. Hey, you say that about Romero, but he flapped, didn't he, at the Norwich goal as well, similar to the De Gea mistake against Chelsea in the semi-final. So, but again, still the best backup goalkeeper in the world. And it'll be interesting if we do bring Hendo back, and he's in the squad next year. What happens to Romero? What did we set him? What happens there? Because I don't think he can sit on the bench, but I don't think he will sit in the stands. And Tom says no shout for Grant. Funnily enough, I watched a preview show where they mentioned Grant because of his. Well, let's just put it this way: as a ruthless English goalkeeper. So coming out for corners and long balls is sort of in Grant's model, whereas it's not in Romero's or De Gea's. I mean, how many times have we seen De Gea flat for a cross? Guys, make sure you hit subscribe on the YouTube channel. This is Matchday Mornings. We're kickstarting your match day. Russ is coming up. He's going to be chatting a bit more about West Ham as we go behind enemy lines. Kojo, let's come over to you on this debate. Romero or De Gea or Grant?
I'm still inclined to go for De Gea. Romero will be my next choice because I do understand, apart from that, obviously, that mistake you just mentioned, to be fair to him, anytime he's really played, he's been quite convincing in goal anyway. And he hasn't really got many mistakes to his name during his time at United. But it's too big a game to now, for me, make such an important change, because West Ham are a team that are in form also, and I understand that the hair has been making a lot of mistakes, but I think we just need to go for what we have is our best 11. I don't think we can take a gamble right now. You know, it's far too risky for me to put in Romero or Grant. I mean, Grant is a good goalkeeper. I don't think he's actually ever been bad, but he's always said to be the backup, behind the backup. And I just don't know if it's his time to play the game. He might be good at claiming corners and all that, but in terms of shot stopping and everything else, is he on the same level as Romero, let alone De Gea? I don't think so. So I'd keep De Gea and go for this game. It's far too important for me to make a gamble right now.
Yeah, and Testimo says, why do we always do this especially to our players? We're not being loyal to them. Yeah, and let's face it, De Gea's got us out of some really sticky situations over the past 6 years. Probably if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have been getting top 10 finishes. And that just shows how bad the team was, really. We put this out on Twitter. De Gea or Romero? Grant, we even chucked in there. Who would you play in goal today? De Gea 45%, Grant 7% of the vote, and 48% have gone for Romero. So the overall majority going for Romero, the overall majority on here going for David De Gea. Look, my only thing is you can't make mistakes in an FA Cup semi-final and not be punished for it. Now, if Ollie's got him behind the scenes and grabbed him by the balls and told him to sort it out, and they're looking deeper into what's going on with David De Gea, then fair enough, behind the scenes, let's hope something's going on. However, I would be extremely worried if we're just batting a blind eye to it, because you cannot be making mistakes, especially when our defence isn't necessarily up to it, because they've been showing signs that they've not been. Anyway, Kojo, Matt, Larry, stay there. We're going to come back to you in just a second. But right now, we're going to go behind enemy lines. Russ from My Hammers is with us. How you doing, mate?
Very well. How you doing, Ben? How's things?
Good, mate. All good. I mean, it's match day. I'm buzzing. Are you looking forward to the game today?
Yeah, I mean, what's the point now? I mean, it's Man United, isn't it? We always turn up for you guys. I'm not worried at all. You know what I mean? No,
I hate
no,
it.
it's gonna be a good game. No,
Hated
yeah, I know. It's
hated it.
Always when there's something on the line for Man United, we always turn up. But luckily, obviously, Friday's result against Watford was awesome, and for us particularly, and we're a bit of a wrecking ball at the moment for the rest of this season. We've obviously relegated Norwich, we've almost relegated Watford. We got Nigel Pearson sacked, really, and who knows? We've got a say in what's going to happen with the Champions League spot. So. Yeah, we'll be all right. I mean, it'll be a good game. I'm looking forward to it. I can look at it and relax a little bit now.
I think it's mad, Russ, because you've had a mixed bag of results, and your form's been sort of all over the place throughout the season, and since Moyes has come in as well. You're safe now. You haven't really got anything else to play for. But as you say, footballers always turn up against United. It's just what happens 99% of the time. So, are you expecting the lads not to drop any potential confidence that they got out your last game against Watford? Are you expecting them to go full hog at United tonight?
Yeah, I think they're going to keep this wave of confidence. The last couple of games, particularly, there's been a new wave of confidence, and Antonio's got the bit between his teeth, and when he's got the bit between his teeth, he's since restart, he's probably one of the top goal scorers, if not the top goal scorer. Souček's playing out of his skin. I think it's gonna be a good game. I think we've got a little bit less to play for now. So although Moyes will have everyone up because it's Man United, and he would love to do one over his old club, but we'll see. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I haven't been able to watch any games since restart without the threat of relegation over our heads. So it's nice to actually sit back and watch our team play in a game. So it's not too bad, man.
If you're just joining us now, make sure you head over to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/all4united. Make sure you hit that subscribe button too. So Russ, tell us a little bit. We've experienced David Moyes. We hate saying so, but we have.
I like the man.
What about your football under him, though? Talk to me a little bit about how West Ham are playing under him. How would you best describe your footballing philosophy under David Moyes?
Well, I think, to be honest, it's changed since restart. It's in that I think I felt sorry for David Moyes. I mean, to me, same as when he went to you guys. He came in. Pellegrini obviously didn't have much of an infrastructure under him, so or he did, but he took it all with him. And so he came in with literally the cupboards being bare. He did it with Slav, and he kept. I mean, his job has been to keep us up. It's been to sort of, firefight what's happened. And he's done it both times. There's no denying that, and since restart, I think I've seen a different West Ham. We've always been a little bit of a pushover physically. And particularly, Jared Bowen's just learned how to take corners. I never knew he knew how to do corners like that. And we've got Souček, we've got this sort of Valley of the Giants now. We're doing long throws in, and it's a bit more pragmatic. But I mean, you can see how much the players like him. Obviously when Declan scored that lovely goal against Watford, the first thing he did was ran over and hug David Moyes. And clearly the players respect him. And if it's a blueprint of what's going to happen, I mean, West Ham, we're never going to, we've had our fingers burnt going out and spending, relatively big money for us, 30-40 million pounds on players. Our sort of blueprint should be the Jared Bowen blueprint, going into the Championship, buying these hungry British players and building a team around them. I know he's mentioned about the Leipzig model, and I think that's actually how West Ham should function for the next couple of years. And so I've always been a Moyes guy. I really have. He's done well. He's brought in a load of the ex-players to be in the coaching staff. You've got Kevin Nolan as his assistant manager. I like the man. From obviously, I work at the club. I'm the match day DJ. Been there for 20 years, and when we used to do the reserve team games at the club, or the youth team games as they called, he's the only manager I've seen actually attend. So, there's lots of this stuff under the bonnet, which people don't see. And so I think we need him. I think we need some stability and infrastructure in place at the club to then build on. So, yeah, I'm pro Moyes.
The United way says Moyes is a good mid-table manager. I think Moyes is better than that. I think Moyes is probably a top 8 manager, but I just think the United job was too big at that time. The squad was aging, declining, and to be honest, he didn't get the backing that first transfer window that he should have. And unfortunately, it came back to bite his arse. Hello to Usman, who says, will Antonio cause our defence problems? Rusty, what do you reckon? Definitely. The man's, he's just one big muscle, isn't he? He's just huge. And when he has, and he
when he has
me of Antonio Valencia. He's that type of player.
But when he has the bit between his teeth, he is terrorizing. He's unpredictable. I don't think he knows what he's doing half the time, which makes the defense have no idea what's going on. And he's got the bit between. And I'd be sorry for obviously Harry didn't have a great game on the semi-final, and I think Antonio's going to really, really relish the chance. But he's always in my back of my mind. He's always one injury away from being out for a few months, because that's unfortunately been his sort of his path at West Ham for since he joined, really. Yeah, but I think great at the moment, and he's on fire. Yeah, you mentioned Antonio there. Souček as well. You've mentioned. Who else should United be looking out for? Jared Bowen. Yeah, he has been on fire since the restart, hasn't he? He's got a beautiful delivery. On fire. Oh, he's fantastic, and he doesn't give up. And to be honest, the back five. They haven't. We do concede goals, but we're scoring them now, which is really unusual for West Ham. So it's nice to go for sort of the Aussie idealist way, win 5-4 or whatever, or 3-2 against Chelsea. But I think Jared Bowen, just for his delivery, and obviously Souček has scored a bundle since he's come back from restart, and obviously Declan Rice. He's continued to establish himself as one of the best defensive midfielders in the league, despite what everyone else says outside of West Ham, it seems. But it'd be interesting to see if you can keep him next year, how he develops over another year as well. I think then probably a load more of the big clubs will be in for him. Go on, Russ, give me a quick prediction. What do you reckon? Oh, honestly, I always say West Ham are going to win, but I think it's going to be a draw today, and it's going to bring it all down for your last game. It's going to bring it all down because we can keep the entertainment going for Sky and BT and whatnot. So I'm going to say like a 2-2. It'll be a good game, I reckon. It'll be a good game. Do you know what? Down to your last game for you. Kieran, a Chelsea fan, came on before the FA Cup semi-final game, and he mentioned penalties, and I was excited about the match up to that point. I have now been excited about today's match up to the point where you just said it's going to be a draw. We cannot handle that. I cannot handle this being a draw today. This is a crucial 3 points for United, and to be honest, Russ, it isn't just a crucial 3 points for United. To be fair, we need to win this game by 3 or 4 goals. So we need to properly attack you. So on the counter, with the likes of Bowen pinging the ball up towards Antonio, I don't know, in terms of you have a couple of wingers who's got a bit of pace, but West Ham are going to be dangerous on the counter today. So we do need to watch out.
Yeah,
That's how we're
and
playing at
Russ,
the moment. Very much counter-attack.
thank you for coming on, mate. Appreciate the insight. Obviously, hope you lose today. But hey, it's match
Good
day.
luck,
We can all
guys.
get excited together. Thank you, mate.
Exactly. Good luck, guys. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Cheers, Russ. Take it easy. What a legend. Russ there from My Hammers is also the stadium DJ as well at West Ham. What a guy. Kojo, Matt, Larry, we've got you back in. Oh, God, I'm a little bit more nervous than I was 5 minutes ago. Blimey. We've heard there about West Ham's threats, so I think it's only right. Let me just quickly go to United Way, who's commented. Maguire has to show Antonio who's boss. First tackle sets the tone tonight. Should be a good open game. Hey, Bailey plays tonight for me if he's ready. 100%. He has to partner Maguire today. That pace is going to be so important. And again, sure, if he's fit, needs to play. I'd even be tempted to put Fosu Mensah in there just for the little bit more pace out on the left-hand side. But let's go for it, shall we? Should we do our team predictions? Matt, I'll come to you first.
All right. I think pretty standard. Not many changes. There are a few I'm a little concerned about. I'm going to go De Gea in goal, Maguire, Lindelof. I just watched Ole's press conference today saying Bailly's out still.
Is he still out?
That's what Ole said. I mean, who knows? Ole said we were going to change 7 games ago. We never did. Wan-Bissaka still out on the right, even though I'm kind of worried about his fatigue. I'm actually going to throw out Timbo out on the left, just because I know Luke Shaw's probably still out. Brandon Williams, honestly, I don't know. I would actually put Timbo in for the pace and his physicality. I'm going to go Matic holding and Pogba Bruno in front of him. And then our free-firing front three, Martial, Rashford, and Mason.
Yeah, I mean, just when you hear that attack, it gets you excited every time. Kojo, what about you, buddy?
Yeah, we'll go De Gea, Shaw, Lindelof, Maguire, Wan-Bissaka, the normal midfield three of Bruno, Matic, and Pogba. And I think he's going to go back to the normal front three. I think he's going to go for the team that's been winning most of the games. So back to our so-called strongest 11 for this game.
Hope so. Larry, you on the same boat as Kojo there, or Matt?
I'd actually go a touch different. One that I could potentially see, and maybe it's a little bit out of left field, I could put an argument for Fosu Mensah at centre half next to Maguire, because I think he's got the pace and the physicality that we'll need, especially with Antonio. The other one I'd say is I feel like Rashford's dying for a rest, and if you need to give it to him, I could make a case for starting Ighalo up front and moving Martial out wide. We did see it in part of the Chelsea match in the FA Cup, so I wouldn't be opposed to that. However, I think it will be the status quo. It will be the strongest starting 11 with United, obviously deep, Pogba, Bruno, and the front three, the triple M, as you will.
I think it's interesting. I'm actually completely with you there. I wanted to see Ighalo start against Chelsea. I thought if you're going to make any change there and you're going to play the top, we need a natural centre forward in the side to play Ighalo. 100%. I'm not against starting Ighalo today. The only difference that I would say is I'm with you actually. If Bay isn't fit, I'd maybe go Fosu Mensah at centre back potentially. But then again, Usman there completely spot on there with a shout for Fosu at right back. Wan-Bissaka looked dead on his legs, to be honest, against Chelsea for most of that game. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens to that team selection. And yeah, the only other change, if Rashford is struggling, I'd rather he has a 60-minute rest today with Ighalo up top, who's got goals in him, than him not be full firing against Leicester on Sunday, because we need our whole team full firing. So it's going to be an important selection. But either way, I think if we rotate properly, which we didn't do against Chelsea, we didn't rotate properly, then I still think that we should win the game comfortably. And let's get your score predictions, lads, because Matt, it's important we win by a few goals here. The goal difference is currently equal. If we can win this game 3-4-0, then really, you don't want to say it's over, but I can't see us going away to Leicester and losing 4-0. So where are you at with your prediction, and are we going to see goals today, Matt?
I'm going to go 3-0. I think Ole will, despite my prediction, I think Ole's going to go with the strongest attack possible just to try to kill the game off early and then make his offensive subs. And sadly, our subs probably won't do anything much after that. But yeah, I'm going to go for a 3-0.
I love how sincere that sounded. Our subs will do absolutely nothing after that. Our subs. Who wants to see our subs on the football pitch? I love that. Kojo, what about you, buddy? What are you thinking for a score prediction?
I'm not too. I still think we're going to concede regardless. I don't think we've got too good a defense to not concede. I'm gonna go 2-1. I'm gonna play it safe, very very safe. I'm gonna go 2-1 and just say, alright, cool. We sit, defend the lead, and hopefully not do a Southampton.
Yeah, well, hope not. I Need Love says De Gea, Romero, who will be goalkeeper. I think the lads of Matt, Kojo, and Larry have all gone with De Gea in there. I've personally gone Romero. And if you check out at All for United on Twitter, you can see the poll that we've got running. The United way says 3-1. Usman says 3-0. Come on, United. And Larry, what are you saying, mate?
Well, I love the confidence. I'm definitely not saying 3-0. And I think we will concede a goal if I'm just going off our recent form. So I'm going to say 2-1 United. I think we'll concede, but I think we'll get the win.
It leaves it hanging though, doesn't it? A 2-1 win, a 1-0. It just leaves it all hanging for the Leicester game. It'd be great to see us like just ruthless today. Just a mentality of going out there for the kill. Like this is the final game of the season. Because if we can win it by a few goals, which we're capable of doing against this West Ham team, yes, they've got threats, but they haven't got threats in numbers, and they've not got an amazing defence. You know, they've struggled against passing teams. So if we can get the ball and keep hold of it and pass it around and look for those little holes with Bruno coming in and out, then in my dream, we win 4 or 5-0 today, but realistic with you guys, we win maybe 3-1, like we win maybe 2-1. I mean, it's a tough one. Let's go to a few more comments. Luke Shaw needs to start to give us something on that flank. Agreed. Again, Ollie was coy. He didn't say if Shaw was fit, but he didn't say he wasn't fit. So hopefully he can come back in today. And hello to Siren, who says, do we need another left back? Hey, potentially, but let's discuss that in the match reaction show after we've seen potentially one of our left backs play later on today, shall we? And finally, the United way says, we will destroy West Ham. We have to prove so much. Everyone will be on it. Hey, the United way. I love your enthusiasm. Make sure you stick a subscribe on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/all4united as we go for 1,000 subscribers. Kojo, thank you, buddy. Larry, thank you, buddy. Matt, thank you very much for being on. The match reaction show will be back straight after full time tonight. We couldn't do that on Sunday, but it will be back after full time tonight. At All for United. all4united.com for the build up to the game and the match reaction as well. Give a like on this video, share, put your notifications on and hit subscribe. We are out of here. And I think all we can all say right now is, come on, United. Let's get the job done tonight.